Shout out to Lisa. Says Jay, Brock Purdy isn't Mr. Irrelevant anymore. He's so close to getting a Super Bowl trophy. He's right there. He's right there, right? If there's any chance for you to have the trophy in your hand, well, you got 24 hours. You're going to be on that field with your talented tight end, your talented running back, your talented wide receivers. Are you going to waste this opportunity, or are you going to go out there and seize the moment and show the world why you're not Mr. Irrelevant? That's the question. But on the flip side, you've got this other guy on the side of the field who's chasing greatness right now. The dynamic of the two is this. On this side, literally on this side, right? On this side, you've got this guy chasing greatness right now. He's already made a name for himself, but he's still, every time he steps on that field, he wants to show everybody that he's the greatest now. I'm the best quarterback in this league. And he's been doing it. That's why he's back in the Super Bowl. Then this guy over here, right? This guy right here, he's like, hey, I'm about to make a name for myself. I can go out here and do this just like the best of them. And he showed it. So that's why I said when people were saying, oh, it's going to be a boring game, I don't think it's going to be a boring game. I think we're going to see a very interesting offensive battle. There's going to be times where the defense definitely steps up, but I feel like there's so much talent on both sides that this game could be high scoring. It could be high scoring. It could turn into a shootout at some point because people are going to find a way to get open. People are going to find a way to make plays. And I would be surprised if it's not. I would be surprised if it does turn into a heavy defensive battle because that would basically mean that people are just on lock and nobody really showed up to play. So, that's just the reality of it. Like I said, I like Purdy. I like Mahomes. The reality is, you can hate Mahomes if you want to, but if you truly understand that Mahomes' magic and what he's been able to do on the field, you really start to, appreciate what he's brought to the Chiefs franchise and that organization and what he's brought to Arrowhead for the fans. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Peter says losing does not affect Chiefs, but affects 49ers deeply. So the question that I did put up there was who has more pressure right now? Who has more pressure on them in this game? And obviously this is my own personal opinion. I would say Brock Purdy probably has the most pressure. Not because this is the first Super Bowl he's been to, but I would say he has the most pressure because of the level of hate. Because, listen, a lot of these people, they're on social media, right? They're reading Twitter, they're reading Facebook, they're going through YouTube, they're watching the videos just like us, right? They're not robots. They're human. They want to know what's going on and what people are saying. I feel like it's more pressure for Brock Purdy because he's the one that is looked down on. He's the one that's been looked at like, oh, he can't do it. He's the one that's been looked at like, oh, it was a fluke. You're not even supposed to be here. And while that is the most pressure for him, I think that is also going to be his biggest advocate, right? His biggest motivation, his biggest driving factor. Because if he's able to channel all that negative energy into positive and actually go out there and perform, that could be the difference maker in him going out there and playing a hell of a game and playing to perfection. If he can fight through the adversity and all the issues and everything that everyone said about him and all the negativity that he's had to face and the whole system quarterback thing and all the, game manager and all that kind of stuff. If he can channel that energy, he will go out there and probably play the best game of his career, which he will need to, because that's the bottom line. If the 49ers are going to win this game, Brock Purdy is going to have to play his best. Forget what you did all season. Forget what you did to get here. You have to come up with a proper game plan and play to perfection if you're going to beat this Chiefs team. Shout out to Gene says, how you talk about hate when the Chiefs are the center of a conspiracy. Uh, I mean, which conspiracy is it? Are we talking about the Taylor Swift conspiracy? Are we talking about just the Chiefs in general conspiracy? Are we talking about the Patrick Mahomes being the stepchild of the NFL, or being the love child of the NFL conspiracy? Which one are we talking about? There's so many. I've lost count, my friend. Which one are we talking about? I've lost count. Patrick Mahomes with time is no hope. That's why I say fourth quarter time will be a factor. You know what's funny is I was listening to Shannon Sharp yesterday, and he was basically saying how this game could come down to, or he's saying that this game should come down to a pass in the fourth quarter. And I thought it was very wild that he said that because once again, that fits into the narrative of it being a defensive battle. I don't think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think it's going to be more of an offensive shootout. I could be wrong, right? I've been wrong. I've been right. It is what it is. But if it turns into, okay, it's going to boil down to a pass, then that would mean it's a super close game, right? Because normally if the game comes down to a pass, that means you got to move the ball. Now, if someone's up largely, then it's going to be a running game for them because they're just going to be trying to run the clock towards the end of the game. So the reality is, if we do see it come down to the fourth quarter, that means it's probably going to be a close game. And that means that either someone is up by a couple points, they need to move the ball, or someone's going to be trailing by a touchdown, something like that, and then they got to move the ball, try and get down the field, potentially tie it up, or hopefully take a lead. So that's generally, right, what we would maybe expect in a Super Bowl. But with these two teams and the talent that we know that they have and the experience talent that we know the 49ers have and the experience that the Chiefs have, that's why I think it's going to be more of an offensive battle than a defensive battle. But we'll see. When you've got a direct snap to McCaffrey right up the middle, who's stopping him? Right? You may be able to contain him, and we've seen it happen from time to time, right? But these guys can wear down a defense, especially if they're picking up 5-6 yards a carry and breaking for any kind of big gains. Those are, the guys that can wear down your defense. And the next thing you know, all right, fine. We've wear down your defense. We've brought down your safeties because we've ran enough to now you've left somebody open to where, all right, Purdy can basically find them, find Ayuk for a 50-yard pass. Or guess what? If you got everybody blocked up now and you found a way to stop CMC or Debo, well, we just found out that Purdy's got a run game. Nobody's seen this kid run until the last couple games. Well, now we found out that Purdy can run, and that's another issue you got to deal with. Because now we know he's willing to run to get the first down now. And he's got some legs. There's going to be a lot that Reed has to figure out within this defense and how to stop the 49ers for sure.